So we'll start with the very basics. First of all, this, the one highlighted in blue, I'll go really slow. If anyone has any doubts, just stop me in between. Just say that you have a doubt and I'll clear it then and there. So this over here in the blue box right now is the import media section. You add all your files, and what I mean by files is your photos, videos, and your audio files. Everything is added to this place. Then this is the timeline. This is where all the magic happens. So what you see over here, this line of tools, is these tools are activated and implemented on the timeline. You add your different clips, your photos, your audio files onto this part, the timeline. And whatever you make over here is the thing that is presented over here. So basically you make your own sequence. A sequence is a combination of video, audio, and photos. Then whatever you make is projected over here. So this is the preview window. Sorry, this is the display area. I'm confused. Yeah, this is the preview window. Then this over here, it's the source monitor. Right now over here, this says source, no clip, so we don't have anything right now to play, but this is the source monitor. What happens in the source monitor is whenever we double click on any video, no matter if it's on the import media section or in the timeline, if we double click on it, it opens in the source monitor and it plays without any edits. So if you've performed any color grading on it, or if you've made any cuts, it will play without those in the source monitor. So it will give you the original video. This is where the edited one comes. Now let's say you want to add something to the import, like you want to add any file, let's say a photo or a video. How do you do that? There are two ways. Either you double click on this and then the folder opens. You just need to find what you're looking for, or the simpler way is just drag and drop. Okay, wait, I've shared. Achha, okay, I did not share my entire screen. Wait, I'll just show that part again. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll show that again. Double click on this part. Now the import wala folder must be visible, right?
Yeah.
Can someone just, yeah. So double click on that part and a folder opens. You can find, like, the folder wala part opens. You can find whatever you're looking for. Let's say I want to open something from the Adventure Club folder. Let's say I want to, yeah, like अच्छी quality वाली video. Let's say I want to open this. I just click on this, and if I want to select multiple, I just select multiple files and click open. Uh, these files are like one or two of these clips are shot in 4K. That's why it took a little bit time. So this is one way of like drag importing files. Then the other and more easier way is basically, let's say I have a video over here. Let's take, no, not this one. Yeah, you can't. Let's say I take this one. I just need to drag it and place it into the import section. This is the more easier way, and I like to do it like this, but depends on you guys. So this is how we import stuff into the project, like the import media section. Now let's say I want to see what is in these clips. So there are two ways. We can just see it inside this box. It's just like I need to hover on top of the video. When I, if you are you guys able to see it? It's really small, but
Yeah.
when I hover on top of the video, it shows me what's inside the video, and there's a small timeline. So depending on where your cursor is on top of the video, it shows me that part of the video. I hope this is visible properly. Now let's
Yes.
say I want to see properly what is inside this video. I just need to double click on this. As soon as I double click on this video opens over here on the source monitor. जैसे मैंने पहले बोला था, any if I even drag it on the timeline, if I double click on it over here, it opens in the source monitor. If I double click over here, it opens in the source monitor. Now anything that you have open in the timeline shows over here in the preview window. So the cursor is over here, it will show me what's over here. If the cursor is over here, as you can see, there is nothing over here at this particular point in the timeline. That's why the screen went blank. Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about the source monitor right now. You is my audio shared? से share करना नहीं है.
कुछ
दिखा नहीं रहा
स्क्रीचिंग
है.
इफेक्ट तो आया था आई गेस, अगर वीडियो का ही हो तो।
अभी आवाज आ रही थी थोड़ी.
स्क्रीचिंग इफेक्ट तो यस, अभी तो नहीं आया।
चलो ठीक है फिर हाँ so अभी we're just going to talk about videos only so doesn't matter that much. So we're on the source monitor right now. If I play the video, this is just a video of flowing water. Now I do not want the whole video. Let's say as I said, we do all the magic in the timeline over here. So let's say I'm watching this video and I want to take one part of the video. How do I do that? It's really simple. Let's say I want to start from here. So I just need to like put a bracket over here. That's I need to set an in point. So I can press I on my keyboard, I for in. And as soon as I press I, you can see that bracket has been inserted over here. And this signifies that the video starts here. Like the selected part of the clip starts over here. And let's say I want to keep the video till this particular point. Then I'll just press O. O is for out. So, and I can even click on it and drag it front and back. This is how I selected a portion of the video. So I for in point and O for out point. Now I want to drag this video to the timeline. I can just click on this video, double tap and drag it. It gets imported to the timeline. Now let's say I do not want the audio or I do not want the video. I just want one of them. So let's say I just want to, okay, so this a video is a combination of two things, right? The actual video and then there's audio in it as well. Let's say I do not want the audio because that's only noise right now. So over here, if you can see, uh, it says drag video only. It's like the icon is like a reel. Click on that, so double click on that and then drag it. Now only the video got, I'll just zoom into the timeline. Now only the video got like dragged. Similarly, in these audio, the icon next to it is like audio curves. If you just hover on top of it, it says drag audio only. Double click on this, then you come here, it drags the audio only. So does anyone have any doubts till now?
I have one doubt.
Yeah,
So the in and out you told I and O is the
yeah,
same thing as the curly braces that is right next to the marker.
yeps, yeps. These are
Okay.
the same things. This
And
and
what is the role of marker there, which is the leftmost?
this one. अरे
Yeah.
देखो like if I add a marker at this particular point, that means I'm signifying that I want something that is at this point. ठीक है, so for example कि uh, हाँ, like coincidentally at this very moment where I've marked the marker, the feet of the women are visible over here. So let's say I can add the marker for that very reason. So that depends on the person. Like let's say you're reading a book. So whatever point you feel is important, you mark something over there, right? So similarly, this is the marker. You can add highlight something. Let's say there's some detail that is present in that very frame, so you can mark it with the marker. Similarly, on the timeline, like since I marked a marker over here, it got inserted on the timeline as well. If you can see these green things, spread control plus Z. Yeah, I
Yeah.
removed the mark. So if you want to undo anything, just press control plus Z. That's similar for all the applications. So yeah, you can use these brackets as well, but pressing I and O is more fast. And in video editing, you need to be fluent. That's why I told you the shortcuts directly. You actually like once you start editing, you will find yourself never using these buttons, the one that are visible on the source monitor. You'll always press I and O. So this was the
Yeah.
in and out
Okay.
points.
Thanks.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Is the audio part in the timeline like a DAW or something, or is it different?
Like
DAW, DAW,
no,
digital
no, no.
audio.
It's a like okay, that depends on whatever format you've shot it in. So if it's an MP3 file, then an MP3 file gets inserted. DAW is basically raw for audio, right? Because I don't like do a lot of
No,
audio
no,
editing.
like a audio editing software.
No, no. It's just a normal MP3 audio.
Okay,
MP3 or
so
if there's any
I
other
can't
format.
use effects on this or something like that.
Audio effects.
Yeah,
There are a lot of audio effects in this. You can use them. We'll do that as well,
okay.
but not today because it gets complex. But though if you want to do proper audio mixing and stuff like that, like just audio stuff, then I'd recommend you start FL Studio, not
Yeah,
Premiere
that's a
Pro.
DAW itself. That's why I asked.
Acha, oh, okay, okay. No, no. For like this, it does have a lot of audio effects, but not anything for like if let's say FL Studio is just another level for audio editing. Now, this
Okay,
is
like
particularly
it
for
gets the
videos, so it
basic
isn't
stuff done.
that great for audio. Yeah. So,
Got it.
does anyone else have any questions, or should I carry on? Okay, I think no one else has it out. So we'll carry on. Now I inserted a video in the timeline. We'll talk a little bit about the timeline. So first of all, these V1, V2, V3, and A1, A2, A3. Do not click these right. Like do not indulge in these things. They're a little bit complicated. Similarly, basically these logs, the V1, V2, V3, and then these toggle sync lock वाले चीजें, do not indulge in them because they are something that once you get once you start making really big projects, you'll find yourself using them. You don't need them right away right now. Then there are these eyeballs and then M over here. These are some things you might use. So just clicking on this one, it actually like hides all the video. Similarly, pressing on this M mutes all the audio in this particular level. Now, I mentioned level. So what level means is basically, if you can see over here, V1, V2, V3, these are different levels. You can have more levels as well. You can go as far as you want. If you want V21, you can go that far as well. So let's say I want to insert a level over here. I'll just double click and click on add tracks. So I can like the amount of tracks, let's say I want to add 2. I press OK. And now I have V1 से लेके V5 तक. Now what happens when we add levels on one on top of the other? So let's say कि there's a video on this level already on V1. What if I add another video on top of that? Let's say this particular video clip, I set an in point by pressing O, an out point I, and then out point by setting O, pressing O. I'll drag the video. Now if you can see, the video got inserted. Okay, this might be a little confusing for everyone. Just give me a second. So basically, in the timeline, whatever is like in the video portion, that is V1, V2, से लेके V5 तक, whatever is on top is visible first. And let's say कि so a lot of you must be thinking कि why was this video smaller in the beginning, this like this. So the reason for that is basically the video which is beneath right now. This particular video, it was shot in 4K, whereas this video was shot in full HD, that is 1080p. So basically the size for this is 1/4 of the video at the back. That's why it's shown like it's shown smaller. So I'll just remove this for now. This is how the video part works. So whatever is on top is visible to us first. And in the audio part, it doesn't actually really matter because like all the audio is playing at once, no matter if it's on top or on bottom. You can edit, you can like set different volumes for different audio clips. So let's say it's this audio file. I'll just double click on this, oh sorry, right click on this and select audio gain. As soon as I press audio gain, over here I can like press, let's say, -10. So I'm reducing the audio by 10 decibels. Similarly, if I just press 10, I'm increasing the audio by 10 decibels. So that depends on you when you listen. Oh, also, by the way, whenever you're editing the audio part of a video, please use headphones, not even earphones. Please use headphones so that you're properly able to hear whatever is happening in the video. That will help you to edit the video in the best way, help edit the audio in the best way possible. Cancel. So yeah, that was the audio part. I'll just remove this audio. And let's say I want to add a good audio. Music. Let's say I want to add this. I can just drag and drop the audio file as well in the import section. Okay, wait, I'll have to start sharing the audio now. Acha, by the way, you guys can turn off your videos now. Varna you will be conscious. अभी फिलहाल के लिए just concentrate on learning. Okay, so I'll play the audio once. Just tell me if it's audible or not.
Yes, it's audible.
Yeah, okay. So if you can like see, there are a lot of these bars and lines in the video right now. These are basically audio levels. So if like let's say there's a high pitch or a high sorry, there's a loud part of the song, then the bars are really high. Whereas if the audio sound is like low, the loudness is low. कैसे बोलूं? Volume, yeah, volume is low. So in that place, the height of the bar is less. So let's say I want to take the audio from the beginning. I press I and I want to end over here. I press O. And like we dragged video, we hover over this, it says drag audio only. Double click on this, drag the audio. So now when I play this, so now the audio is also playing along with the video. And let's add another video after this particular point. So I've selected this one. Yeah, I'll drag it over here. Now if I play it from the beginning, just extend it. Now in this particular video, this video is shot in 1080p, that's 1920 into 1080, that's full HD. Whereas our timeline right now is set at 4K. So how do we set it in 4K? If I go on top, so the timeline is actually where the sequence is made, right? If you come to the top over here, it says sequence, click on it once, and you get the sequence settings as well. Go on sequence settings, and over here in the video frame size, you can see 3840 into 2160. That's actually the resolution 4K only. So if I want to reduce it to normal 1080p, I'll just click on this, put 1080 over here and 1920 over here. But like right now, let's say I don't want to do it, 3840 and 2160. Yeah, so this is 4K. I'll click on OK. Now our preview window will also show the video in 4K, but this particular video clip is shot in 1080 pixels, sorry, 1080 into 1920, so it will cover that much area only. So I want this particular video to cover the whole screen. For that reason, all I have to do is double click on this. It shows me the source wala part. Now over here, I just need to click on effect controls on the top. Yeah, ये left or right है. मैं भूल गया. Let's effect controls पे आ जाओ. Now, in effect controls, there are a lot of settings. Don't get confused right now. Just concentrate on the top two, which are position and scale. So position says 1920 and 1080. What does that mean? So 1920 is the X coordinate while 1080 is the Y coordinate. So 1920 is horizontal, 1080 is vertical. If I adjust this, look in the preview monitor, the video is going right or left according to how I am adjusting this. And how can I adjust this is basically if I click on it once, then I can like it's highlighted in blue. I can just use my arrow keys I can use up or down to adjust it. Similarly, if I double click on it and double click and just like do not release the click second time, and then just drag it right or left, then also it gets adjusted. So, and to reset it, I'll just click on this one, the reset parameter. So it gets reset to 1920 into 1080. Now, why does it show 1920 and 1080 only? Why not 00? So the reason for that is basically right now our video is the preview window is set at 4K. That's 3840 and 2160. So basically the height of the video is 2160 pixels. The width of the video is 3840 pixels. This particular video clip is at the center of the video right now. So that's why the coordinates are also at the center. So 3840 divided by 2 is 1920. 2160, which is the height of the video, divided by 2 is 1080. That puts the video in the center. Scale is basically 100%. So 100, you can increase it, and you can like see in the timetable. Oh, sorry, time preview window. You can see in the preview window that as I'm increasing the scale, the video is getting bigger. Similarly, if I reduce it, the video gets smaller. So I'll just bring it up. Now, in order to like fit the video in the preview window, so I'll just keep on going up till the time I see that it's fit properly. And at 200, the video covers the entire screen. So I've set it at 200% scale. Let's do rotation as well, by the way, because it's simple. Rotation is just like at what angle the video is the video clip is. So like I'll just so the angle is basically nothing but, let's say this is my hand. If I set it at 1 degree, it like increases like this. The video basically, let's just assume that my phone right now is the whole video frame, the video clip, and as soon as I change the angle, the video clip changes. Okay? Consider my whole video as your preview window right now. ठीक है, and my phone is the video on top of the preview window. So if I increase the angle, it like goes something like this. If I decrease the angle, it will go in the opposite direction. I'll show this by sharing my screen now. Yeah, so let's bring it down to 100% only for now. This is the video. Now I'll go to rotation and I'll just simply type 90. So now the video is rotated by 90 degrees. Similarly, if I put minus 90, it is rotated in in the anti-clockwise direction, 90 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction. I'll put it at 15 degree now. So yeah, now it's at 15 degrees. So you can use it to, like, let's say you recorded a video, but by mistake it's shot at some angle, let's say 1 or 2 degrees. It is a bit tilted. So you can correct it by like using the rotation tool over here. I'll just click on it once and press 0 and press enter. So now it's at 0 degrees. I'll click on the scale once and press 200, press enter. Does anyone have any doubts till now? Because like the things that we covered in this part is a bit complex. Does anyone have any doubts till now?
Will increasing the scale introduce distortion or something in the video?
Okay, so it does like put a little bit distortion, but again, majority of us don't even have 4K monitors, 4K phones or 4K TVs. So bringing a 1080p clip to 4K doesn't really like affect the video that much. Plus anyways, 1080p is a good resolution. Don't ever bring a 480 pixels 480p video to 1080, because that will surely like be very distorted. So don't do that. 1080 to 4K isn't that big a deal. So this is something you'll understand very well after you start editing. But yes, it
Got
does
it.
bring a little bit distortion. So this was about the physical aspects of the video. That's the speed, oh sorry, that's the position and that's the scale of the video. Then there are more things like, I'll explain frame rate right now. Yeah, I hope everyone knows what frame rate is over here.
Yes.
I'll still explain it because doubt nahi rehna chahiye. So frame rate, basically a lot of you might have phones in which you get the option of shooting at 60 frames a second, then 30 is set at default. What does that mean? Then majority films are shot at 24 frames a second. Why that? So I'll tell you guys, basically what a video is. A video is nothing but multiple photos uh, flashed in front of your eyes continuously. So if you guys remember your eighth grade science book, there was this concept called perception of image. And in that concept, we read that whenever, like, let's say there's a scene and 16 photos of that scene are clicked simultaneously and flashed in front of our eyes, like continuously within 1 second. So 16 photos flashed in front of our eyes in 1 second. Then we actually assume that it wasn't 16 photos, but it was actually one video. So we assume that the thing we saw was actually something that was one thing and it was moving instead of 16 different photos. So that is what a video is. So 30 FPS, that is 30 frames per second, means that our camera is taking 30 photos in 1 second. Similarly, 60 frames per second means that our camera is taking 60 photos in 1 second. I said minute probably somewhere, not minute, second. Yeah, so 60 frames per second means 60 photos in 1 second. Now, how does higher FPS help us? So that's really simple. When we click more photos every second, we actually capture more detail. Now, as I said, we need a minimum of 16 frames per second in order to believe that the thing we saw was a moving thing. If let's say we played less than 16, then we'll actually be able to recognize that there were actually different things flashing in front of our eyes. So there were 15 or 14 different photos. We'll be able to see it if it's shot at 15 or 14 frames a second. So 16 is the number, but like that, again, it depends on a lot of it depends on a lot of people. Some people actually realize this thing at 17 or 18 frames per second too, while some people can't tell the difference between 14 and 17. Now, a higher frame rate means a more smooth video. What do I mean by that? To give you a very good perception, like I have a bottle right now. Uh, the bottle is kept over here, and then I move it over here. Now, you guys saw the bottle moving from here to here. Let's say this was a video shot in 2 frames per second. And it took me exactly 1 second to bring the bottle from here to here. So what did the video capture? If it's shot at 2 frames a second, so it actually captured only 2 photos. That means it captured the bottle initially over here and then at the end over here. Did you get any detail? No, you just saw the bottle over here, then over here. Now, let's say the video was shot at 3 frames a second. That means in 1 second, the camera took 3 photos. Now the photo was captured over here, then at the center, then at the other side. Similarly, if it's shot at 4 frames a second, here, 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 here. So basically we're getting more detail. That means higher the frame rate, smoother the video. Okay, so I hope I was able to make myself clear over here. If you guys have phones in which you can record in 60 frames a second, just try this once. Like take your phone, and when you're shooting in 30 frames per second, wiggle your camera like this once. Then set your camera to 60 frames a second. Wiggle your camera again like this, and you'll be able to realize how much more smooth the video gets. So this was about frame rate. Does anyone have any doubts till now about frame rates or anything? I guess not. Okay. Then one more thing. Why do we need higher frame rate videos?
Kavya, I had a doubt.
Yeah.
Suppose if we are using the option with 60 frames per second,
Yeah.
and the video is a bit shaky, will it help with that anyway?
Yeah. Okay.
If the video is a bit
last wala part.
shaky, if the video is a bit shaky, means the camera is a bit shaky, then the 50 frames per 8 second option will help in that case to
Okay, so
stabilize
it
the
will
video.
capture the shake as well. Now, the video is a bit more smooth. That does not mean that it will like not be shaky. The shake is also captured. In order to remove the shake, we can use a function called warp stabilizer in Premiere Pro. We'll learn about that later. Okay, so that's a different topic.
Okay. Thank you.
Right now, like, because we have only 7 minutes remaining, I don't want to extend the time limit. So, yeah, frame rates. How does higher frame rates help us? Let's say a video is shot at 30 frames per second, but I don't like it how I'm able to see it. I think that if the video is played slowly, then it will look better. If it's shot at 30 frames per second and I reduce the speed to half of what it was originally, then the frame rate also decreases to half. So a video which was initially shot at 30 frames per second, when I reduce the speed to half, it becomes a 15 frames per second video. And as I said, in like a frame rate less than 16, we'll be able to see the different parts. It will look as if 15 different photos, like many people will realize that 15 different photos were flashed in front of their eyes instead of one video. So that's why when we shoot at a higher frame rate, 60 frames per second, we reduce the speed to half, it's 30. And 30 is also a good frame rate. We won't be able to realize that it was actually like different photos. So how do we reduce the speed? I'll just share my screen again. Yeah. So this is the particular video clip I'm like working on right now. First of all, I right click on it, and I go to properties. As soon as I come to properties over here, I can see the image size, that is 3840 into 2160. That is 40 frames per 4K. Then frame rate 60. That means 60 frames a second. So I can reduce the speed to half, and it won't affect the video much. So I'll right click on it again. And then there's an option called speed/duration. I click on that once, and then I get this window which says clip speed and duration, and there's speed 100%. I'll just click 50 over here, and it shows me the new duration. So initially it was a 1 minute and 8 second clip. Now since I've reduced the speed to half, it will take double the time, so 3 minutes and 16 seconds, and I'll just press OK. Now the video is like played in half the speed. So if I play the video for you now, just have a look at the preview window. I'm sure it's like, I'll just increase the size a bit. Yeah. Oh, by the way, to increase the size, just come to the middle portion and double click and drag up and down. So now when I play the video, it is like slower than before. So if I bring the speed back to 100, it was something like this. So yeah, again, for this video clip, I feel that half the speed was good. Now, 20. Why I said that movies are shot at 24 frames a second. The reason for that is basically when we like shoot a video in 24 frames a second, there's this thing called motion blur. So motion blur is as real as what we see in reality when the video is shot at 24 frames a second. There's one more thing along this 24 frames, that is if you guys know what shutter speed is. So when you click a photo, your sensor collects your camera collects the data visible in front of it, and it takes a certain time. That time is actually what shutter speed is. So basically, when we are shooting at 24 frames a second, and for each individual photo in that video, we set a time duration of 1/50th, 1/50 of a second. Then we get the proper motion blur. What motion blur is that I swipe my hand like this in front of you. So the hand is in motion. Yeah, how do I explain this, Vasim? So it like while in motion, the hand becomes a little bit blur. That is called motion blur. Okay, like it's visible to the eye. So the eye per se, like, and let's say I'm concentrating, my concentration is on my hand. So I'm looking at my hand like this. Then in that case, the background gets blurred a little bit for me. So in that case, the background is in motion blur. So when we shoot in 24 frames a second and the shutter speed is 1/50th, it's getting too technical, and I believe a lot of people might be getting confused, but
So
this is just an added information.
question again. So will the brightness increase as we decrease the frame rate?
Yeah. No. Okay, so no, brightness does not. Acha, okay, you're talking about when we shoot, right?
Yeah.
Acha, so when we're shooting now, acha, like let me just complete this part, then I'll answer this question because we have 2 minutes remaining.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. So the video, if I right click on it and come to speed and duration, this is where I can adjust the speed. Do not, so if you click on reverse video, it'll actually just reverse the video, as in if I click on reverse video right now. Now what was actually the ending point of the video? I was raising the camera up. Now if I play the video, so the video is being played in reverse and the water is going backward, as you can see in the video. So that is what reverse video does. So I'll click on it again. This whole part, that means speed, duration, and reverse speed, is the only thing that you need to play with right now. Do not do anything with ripple edit, shifting trail clips, and time interpolation. Do nothing with that. Now, why did I tell you the 24 frames a second thing? So if a video is played in 24 frames a second, that also looks appealing to the eye, if not 30. This particular video clip if I open properties again, was shot in 60 frames a second. If I reduce the speed to 50%, that makes it 30 frames per second video. If I reduce the speed to 40%, if you do the math, that makes it a 24 frames per second video. ठीक है, थोड़ा like just follow along. So if I make the speed 40 as well, now the video is like gonna play at 24 frames a second. That will also look smooth. So I can bring the video down to 40%. So according to me, like what I feel is that this particular video looks better than the original one. The better one was too fast. Now, one last thing, if I want to clear anything from the timeline, if I want something not that, like, let's say this is the video clip and I do not want this to stay in the timeline, I'll just click on it once, like, okay, like right now I've clicked on the audio clip. I'll click on the video clip once. क्या हो गया? Oh, हाँ. Once it gets like highlighted in a white box, and then I'll just press backspace and it removes the video clip from the timeline. Let's say I want to undo this. Let's say this happened by mistake. I just want to undo this. I'll press Control plus Z. It comes back on the timeline. So this was the basic functioning of the timeline. With all this knowledge, you guys can start and you guys can. I'll just stop sharing. Yeah, you guys can go open the software and try and build your first sequence. I hope the timeline is now more clear to you guys. If in case anyone has any doubt of what the timeline is, like if you have any doubt in any particular section, you can rewatch this video, or you can DM me, like, or ask on the group, or even like you can YouTube it. You have a lot of sources of information. So yeah, someone asked a question. I bhul gaya actually. Brightness of the
Yes.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I mentioned something about shutter speed. Do you know what shutter speed is exactly, by
Yes,
the way?
that's why I asked it, right? कि
Yeah.
shutter speed हमने कम
So
कर दिया तो brightness कम हो जाता है, I guess.
हाँ, शटर स्पीड कम कर दिया तो ब्राइटनेस कम होता है. How does that happen? Basically, what happens in the camera is that uh, shutter speed is basically the time taken for the camera to click one picture. So if you guys have a proper DSLR or you have this pro mode in your phone camera, OnePlus के phone में होता है ऐसा, OnePlus के phone चलते हैं. So उसमें there's this option of like changing the duration of the photo. Like if you're on manual settings and you're clicking a photo, you can select the duration of the photo. It goes from 1 by 8,000th of a second. So 1 by 8,000 of a second, that means if you divide 1 second into 8,000 parts, you just take one of that. So 1 by 8,000th of a second till up to 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 120 seconds. That depends on which phone you have, the upper limit. Now what that means is that if you, let's say you select 15 seconds, so what your camera is doing is that it's taking 15 seconds just to click one photo. How does that help you? It is actually collecting all the light for a duration of 15 seconds. So if you're clicking a photo at night and you set the shutter speed at, let's say, 15 seconds, so it collects all the light for 15 seconds. So you get a brighter picture. If you have if you have a night mode in your phone, if you know how a night mode works, is basically just first analyzes if you are holding the phone or if it's set on a tripod. If in case it's set on a tripod, it takes a lot of time to shoot. So it's actually collecting more light in that duration. That's how shutter speed works. So like, I guess it's clear by now that less time means less light entering the sensor means a darker photo.
Got it.
Yeah, so how does that affect the 30 FPS and 60 FPS video? हाँ, ये भी बताना है. Uh, okay, so if a video is shot in 30 frames per second, that means in that video, the camera clicked 30 individual pictures in 1 second. So to click one picture, the maximum time the camera can take is 1 by 30th of a second. Get it, Hemant?
Yes.
So
Yes.
the maximum time the camera can take to click one picture in that video is 1 by 30th of a second. Similarly, in a 60 frames per second video, the maximum time to click one picture is 1 by 60th of a second.
Mhm.
So it's getting half the time to click the picture. That means lesser light.
Got it.
Get it?
Yes.
This is a bit complex. Don't put a lot of mind in it right now. You might get confused. You'll learn about the camera, about the basic functioning of the camera through this session. I'll talk a lot of things about that as well. Right now, does anyone have any doubts about whatever happened till now, about the editing part? Guys, any doubts or anything you want to ask? Okay, I guess not. So this was a little bit introduction to the software and the functioning of the software. If you want, you can go to YouTube and you can get a lot of videos there as well. But right now, from whatever you've learned, try and building anything from any videos that you have. Okay? And this is really important that you guys try on your own. Because if you do not try on your own, you just rely on me, you won't be able to learn, honestly saying. It took me a lot of time to learn all this, and I'll honestly tell you guys, like I've been editing since 2 years now, and initially when I started, there weren't much videos on YouTube, and I was in school. I didn't have any platform like Envision where I can learn such stuff. So you guys are really lucky, but you guys will have to try. And one more benefit of trying is that your creativity increases, so you'll be able to edit better videos later on. You guys might not believe, but I actually make video memes as well. Because I believe memes are something that are really, really creative. So that helps me open my vision more. That helps me get more creative. So whatever I learned there, I can apply it in actual videos that I'm going to release somewhere. Let's say it's an Imprints, it's on Envision, it's on any other like channel. So that creativity is used everywhere.
Do you have a meme page for that?
No, no, no. I just make a video. I share. Like I've uploaded once on my own Insta handle, but I show it to my friends and just ask for their opinion because I have a lot of friends who edit videos, so I ask for their opinion. Yeah. So no one has a doubt till now. His life, I mean, I read true, yeah. Every CSE major story. So I guess we'll stop the recording now.